it a podcast. It's a Saturday morning, it's May the 13th, and it is an absolutely beautiful day here in the northwest. It is lovely. And I'm not in my usual place, I'm not in the kitchen, obviously, because the washing machine's on. I don't have the the luxury of a utility room. The washing machine is in the kitchen, right next to the table, right next to where I sit. But I don't want to stop progress because it's a beautiful day. I want to get it all out on the washing line. But I thought I would just come on quickly and show you some progress I've made and some little acquisitions. I've made some progress with my Jacobs jumper. In fact, I'm really rather pleased with myself because normally I'm put off by these yoke designs because there's something like, at the moment I think I've got something like 320, 390 stitches on the 390 sounds a lot, maybe 320. I could look at the pattern, couldn't I? But I've got past the pattern now. I'm not on the home straight. I've got to do some more short row shaping to, I suppose, bring in the collar, but that is my progress, and I am rather pleased with that. If you can see, it's all scrunched up on the needles, but you get an idea, you get the gist of it. It's top down, and I've got to knit till that measures 8.5 inches, and then I have to start doing some short row shaping, and then I divide for the sleeves. So it's sounds as if it's quite a long yoke, if you know what I mean. But I'm really rather chuffed with that. And I'm knitting. I think that's how you pronounce the pattern. It's Jakers by Isabel Kramer, and the pattern is lovely, and it helps that the pattern is, you always start. I don't need to use stitch markers because the pattern always starts with a purl. Whatever you're doing, it's a purl, and I think it's over. However, it's a pay-for pattern. I've got to be careful what to say, but it's over however many stitches, and then you purl, and then you do the same stitch. So if you, between the two purls, if you've gone wrong, then you realise you can. It's within that little space. You don't have to have all the stitch markers, which I find a little annoying, if anything else. So there's my progress on the Jacobs jumper. It's knitted in yarn from wool and twine, and it is 50% Shetland and 50% Romney, and it's beautiful. And it's called light grey. I don't think it's been dyed. I think this is natural. This is the from the fleece. I think it doesn't have a look of it being dyed. I don't know. It doesn't say. No, but it's just definitely a light grey. It's beautiful, and it's lovely and soft. It's gorgeous. So that's my progress. And I mean, I know I'm knitting this thinking I'm not going to be able to wear this until the autumn, but then I'll have something in hand when the autumn comes. I'm always too late to the party and start knitting things. I sort of think about things in autumn that I should have knitted in the spring. So I feel like I'm a bit ahead of myself as well. Anyway, I am really pleased with that. It's lovely, and it's a lovely pattern. That's the Jacobs, and that's it caked up. So you can see, and it's a lovely soft grey. I'm knitting it as the pattern. I'm not making any. I don't think I'm qualified to make any modifications. I call my modifications mistakes, but I may not knit it as long. I think in the pattern it comes just below the waist. Well, I think I'd like to be able to wear it with my dresses, so I crop it a little bit. I think, but not that much. Not that's going to make any difference. I've probably got plenty of wool. I've just dropped the ball. Oh man, I'll put it all away later. The other thing I've made a bit of progress on is my Selfless Shawl, and this is by Petite Knit. I mean, everybody's knitted this, but I'm knitting the shawl. I'm knitting the bigger of the three. I think you can get a little like almost like a neckerchief style, and then you get a scarf. But this is the shawl, and again, I'm knitting it ready for the winter. So that's just indicating which is the right side, and I've got my little stitch markers just going in there, because you have to increase over every so many rows, and you have this inbuilt I code binding, and it's a very easy knit. I'm not quite halfway there yet. I think I've got a few stitches, just little ball pins to show me where I am. I'm not halfway yet there, so it's going to be quite big, isn't it? But I'm knitting this in the wool that was recommended on the pattern, alpaca wool, my best Norwegian, and it is lovely. It's alpaca and wool, but it just says wool. It doesn't say what. It's alpaca and wool, 50%. No, 65% alpaca, 35% wool, and it's lovely and soft. And this colour it's just a number, and I'm assuming that is the number, and that's the dye lot. It's good. Again, it's grey. Lovely, lovely, lovely grey. So I've got 6 balls of this, and I'm nearly finished my second. So I've got one more ball to be halfway, and then I think you obviously start decreasing then. So that's my almost half a Selfless Shawl. And the other thing that I've made a bit of progress on, but now I'd like this to be ready for, we're going away in a few weeks to, well, it's about a month's time. We're going to Lake Garda in Italy. Now, I've never been to Lake Garda. We've had a few holidays in Italy, but I've never been to Lake Garda. But we're going on my birthday, so we're going by train. So we go down to London, and we have a night in London. We're going from St Pancras, so it's really lovely. We're going down on the Saturday, which is the day before my birthday, and we're meeting up with my daughter, my youngest daughter, and her boyfriend. They live in London, and we were just going to meet up for an evening meal. We were going to Yotam Ottolenghi's restaurant, which is at Nopi, which is quite near our hotel, and we've then decided we're going to go to see a play at the Globe, Shakespeare play, but we're standing. We'll see. Anyway, but it's an experience, isn't it? And it's something to look forward to, and it's a proper birthday present. Really lovely. So I wanted to knit the Ziggy Shawl by Johi Locatelli. Now this is my progress. This is the right side. Yeah, this is the right side, and that's the first lace pattern. But I don't know if you can see, and I don't know whether to do anything about this or not. But I have made a mistake. There. I mean, it wouldn't be that much to rip back, but I don't know. I don't know if you can see there. And I don't know what I've done, but I think I forgot. You have to increase on either side of this. It's like a one stitch. You put knit it on the right side and you purl it on the wrong side, so you get this sort of spine going up the shawl. And I think I forgot, and you have the markers there because you have to increase, and that's how you get that sort of fan out. You have to increase the stitches on either side. You increase them elsewhere as well, but I'm not going to be careful again. It's a painful pattern, but I think I'd forgotten to increase, because when I counted up my stitches I was too short, and then I noticed this. Now I don't know what to do. To be honest, I'm having to sort of really show you, but at the same time I know it's there. But this is the top of the shawl, increasing out to, I think, yeah, that's right, it's increasing out from there. So it's going to be, when I've got it on, it's going to be kind of like scrunched up, and I can see myself swanning about Lake Garda with this around my shoulders in the evening, with a white linen dress on. And I thought it would be nice to take. So I've got to get a wriggle on. I've got to get on with it. So procrastinating about whether I pull that out or not, I don't know. So I put it to one side and thought about it, but when I look at it like that, my eye goes straight to it. Can you see? Yeah, if I'd stop stretching it, you might, yeah, you can see it there. But in the great scheme of things, it's not that far to frog it back, is it? So I might do. I'm knitting it in Sherry Iris yarn called Seed Heads, and it's a 2-skein shawl, you see, and it's sort of very pale caramelly colours, creams and caramels, and then every so often you get a little speckle. I'm not fond of speckly yarn, but this is sort of like discreet speckles, which of course are the seed heads, I think. And well, I can show it to you in the skein. I've only got the other skein to ball up, and that's it. So you can see the little speckles there, which are the seed heads. But it's gorgeous caramels and toffee and cream. I thought was my husband could have wear. So that's that one. My husband's phoning me now. Excuse me. I asked my husband on the way back if he'd pop into Waitrose. We've got a Waitrose in our town, we're very lucky, and get a baguette for this evening's meal. I'll make some garlic bread to have with lasagna. And he's just rung me now to say they haven't got any baguettes. I thought that's ridiculous. Anyway, he's looking in the wrong place. The way they display their bread, they have all the packeted bread up on aisles round the corner, and then they have the freshly baked bread along the side, and he's walked straight past them. Oh. Anyway, so whether to frog this back or not, I don't know. I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, I've got to stop procrastinating and get on with it, because if I want to take it away with me, then I've got to get it finished. So that's the progress on that. Well, it's halted progress, isn't it? And then I'm also knitting, and this is a Resurrected Whip. I'm knitting from a very ancient Rowan book. I'm trying to find the big picture because it's only a little black and white one on the pattern. There it is. And I can't decide. I've only done the back, and I'm doing the sleeves, and then I'm going to decide whether to do the what is this, the jumper or the cardigan. And I don't know. I think I intended to do the cardigan, but now I'm thinking maybe I'll do the jumper. But I quite like the idea of the cardigan, because I think it could be probably more versatile. So that's again, that's my quandary. So I'm knitting it. I've just started the sleeve. Oh well, I'm finished in the middle of a row, and I'm obviously There we are. Should know better. So I'm knitting it. It's you've got a garter. That was to tell me which was the right side for the garter when I was doing the garter. And it's just absolutely plain stocking stitch. So I think it's a drop shoulder. It's not a it's not a raglan. It's a drop shoulder. So I should be able to skim up the sleeves. But again, this is something else. I think this will be useful to take on holiday with to wear with dresses, you know, in the cool of the evening. I'm hoping it's going to be warm, but you never know, do you? And it's Lake Garda's north, and I think we're up in the mountains. We're going to Simeone, and yeah, we're going on the train, and we have a night in Lyon, and then we get to in France, and then we get to Simeone, and then on the way back we have to travel to Milan, change trains, and then we have a night in Paris, and then we go back to London. But it's one of these escorted tours. We've got time on our own in Simeone, but we go to we go to Valpolicella, we go to Verona, we go to Venice, and we go somewhere else, but it doesn't begin with a V, and I can't remember what it is. But I mean, and we go into Venice by train, which is something I've never done before. We've always flown and then got the vaporettas, and this will probably be my 5th or 6th visit to Venice, but I'm still looking forward to going. It's such a beautiful city, and I've never done it before because I've always thought it was a bit naff. But we're booked on a gondola to have a gondola ride, so we'll see what that's like. I always sort of a bit touristy, but anyway, it's another way of seeing Venice, really. I mean, we've walked all over Venice, but this is we'll probably go to places on the canals that we've never walked or not been able to walk to. So and I'm knitting this in hedgerow yarns. Where's my I've lost my project bag, obviously. Oh, I must have left it somewhere. But anyway, it's hedgerow yarns. It is alpaca silk and cashmere. It's beautifully soft, and the colourway is called Granite. So I've got that. And I've stopped knitting on my socks because I think I'm going to take them back. The original pattern I wanted to use was toe up, and I've struggled to do toe up because I use 9-inch circulars. So I thought, well, I'll try with the DPNs, and I just got so frustrated with that. So I'm going to do Jules' pattern. Jules from So Sweet Violet. She's done a cuff down option, and I'm going to do that. And so I'm going to take it all back. I'm knitting it in a woolly mammoth, beautiful woolly mammoth yarn, and I'm going to. It came with a mini. And I'm going to put a couple of rows along the top in this mini, which is what I intended to do, and then forgot and just started knitting with the main colour. And anyway, that was so I'm going to do that again. And I'm not that bothered about these socks. I don't, you know, I'm just going to knit. I'm just going to knit them as, excuse me, as and when. And I think I'm going to do the rib pattern that Jules did. I started doing a plain one, and I think I'm going to put a pattern in it. It's subtle like a rib. It's is it a 3 by 3 rib? You do a smaller rib for the cuff, and then I'm guessing because I haven't got the pattern to hand, and yeah, I'm gonna frog it. And there was this lovely pattern. I think she's Irish. It's a Celtic sounding name, so maybe Irish or Scottish, I can't remember now. So that's my knitting. Sewing, I've put it up on Instagram. I made another Ellis and Hattie dress in a very similar linen to this. And I bought 2 more batches of material from Merchant and Mills. One's called French clay, and the other one was toast, I think. And I did think about making the shirt, is it the dress shirt by Merchant and Mills, but I think I'll just do the Alice and Hattie combo that I do for the summer. What else? Oh, and I made another Lana, no, not a Lana, a Luna lapin, and that was a present. So that's it. So I've made a few purchases. Recently I bought some Sherry has a new collection now called the Floral Edit, and I was too late for the she did a batch, I think it was a batch of minis in a skein called Joie de Vivre. I was too late for that, but it's back in on a pre-order now. But I bought these instead, so I'm hanging fire. I don't know whether I will or not, but I mean, they do look beautiful. And this I bought. This is Gypsophilia or Gypsophila. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I quite like Gypsophilia, and it's a little bit of raffia on the just very delicate cream and green, very delicate, beautiful on the new label, and it is superwash merino and nylon, and that is Gypsophilia. Beautiful. They'll be socks, I think. And this one is Tulip Apricot Beauty from the Floral Edit, and this one is, again, it's a creamy base, but it's these beautiful apricot and pink, gorgeous. They'll make some very pretty socks. And the other one I bought from the Floral Edit when I couldn't get the Joie de Vivre, I think it's called Joie de Vivre. I bought Solomon Seal, and it is a skein, 100-gram skein, and 3 minis. And I don't think there's enough for a shawl there, but I will think of something. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And this is very delicate. Very delicate creams and greens. Beautiful. I don't often buy minis because I'm never quite sure what to do with them, and I don't particularly want to knit stripy socks, but maybe I'll have to do with that. This might make a nice cowl, maybe, or something like that. Pretty. There's sort of summery colours, really, aren't they? Not wintry colours. I don't know. This was just an impulse purchase. And the other thing I treated me, because this was a real treat. I've got you balanced on a chair here. Was to buy the Nature Journal gift box from Sherry Iris, and I bought the last one, which was Blossoms, and it comes in a lovely sort of keepsake box. It has a sort of a magnetic flap, so you've got a box to keep, and then inside, see if I can do this without it all falling out. You get a little explanation of blossoms and just why blossom is important and to wildlife and nature in general, little like that. And then the yarn, you get a full skein, and this is again gorgeous creamy background with pinks and sort of caramel colour. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And it's all gone to the bottom. And then you get minis, and you get 5 minis, and There's a little progress keeper in there. There we are. Very pretty. I don't often use progress keepers because they sometimes drag on the stitches of your knitting, but that's nice and light, that one, and also very, very pretty. So you get, that's the yarn, and then Sherry's husband has a little wood turning wood. He's called at the woodshed, and he made a little house, and it's got the Sherry stamp on the bottom. Lovely. That will go up on my little shelf of nonsense up there. And a beautiful drawing from her son, gorgeous sparrow, and beautiful lavender pouch, a little box pouch, and you get, now I haven't opened it, but it's an embroidery pattern and for blossom, and it's rolled up in that. And I don't do an awful lot of embroidery, but it's something I would like to get into. I bought a couple of kits from Nikki Franklin at Stitchery, and they are just beyond beautiful, and they're just far too beautiful to use, really. I just like looking at them. As you get the lovely linen, the beautiful linen, you get the beautiful threads, and it's just all beautifully presented. It's gorgeous. So that was my nature journal box, and I think I will treat myself to some in the future. I haven't bought an advent this year because I've still got advents that I haven't used, and so I thought, but something like that is lovely, and I think that's probably something, and hopefully there will be because it's a monthly thing. I think it's just for this year. So maybe towards Christmas there might be something that would be like an advent. To me, like an advent, you know, the Christmassy colours, but not too much, not too many small things of too many minis. Actually, that's really pretty. That, I like that. Yeah, the other thing, I was saying I wanted to get back into embroidery. Oh, it's over there. 1 minute. Was embroidery, and a bit late to the party, but I have subscribed to the Alice Caroline Block of the Month Country Diary Block of the Month, and this is January's. So and again you get you get an instruction book, beautifully presented you get the colours and the fabric that you need to cut out and what shape. You get the templates, you get the fabric, and so far I have just done all the little templates. And I normally, in the past when I've done English paper piecing, I've stitched it down. But I was watching Jules from Sew Suit Violet do her English paper piecing, and she uses a glue pen. So I sent for one. Jules sells them in her shop. I thought I'd put it in here, obviously not. Anyway, but I used the glue pen, and it is quicker, much quicker. And I wondered, you know, whether it would stick, but it does. You've got funny little shapes like that, but you get an instruction manual, and it shows you how to put them together. And the idea is that you get a centre piece. It's sort of like that. Whoops! You get it, and you. The idea is you do. It's quite a busy picture. It's beautiful. It's busy, but you get a sort of a circle like that with all your little shapes, and in the middle there you put an embroidery thing, and you trace off the pattern. Now there's two. I'm confused as to why we need two, but I'll do as I'm told, and I'll trace it. I did trace this in some fabric. Oh, I can see my glue pen over there. In some, it's a prim. Is it called a tracker, something like that? And it's all disappeared. So I've bought myself a transfer pencil. It's prim, and hopefully that will stay and until and I think it's one of those that you can iron and it fades off or something. But all my tracing disappeared, so I've got to do that again. I don't know why I'm showing you that. There's nothing to see. So you've got you get the white linen, and then you've got to do a triangular one, and I'm not quite sure how that fits in, but the idea is you do a block a month, and then you put it all together as a quilt. So it's obviously going to take me 12 months, isn't it? If I do something a month, I shall sit and start putting those together. But the embroidery will be interesting. So we'll see. But I thought I quite like the idea of because I was late to the subscription. She sent me three of these all at once. So, and I think I get the next lot sometime in June. But I'm not going to let it overwhelm me. It'll all just be done when it's done. But I thought it'd be an interesting quilt, and it's all Liberty fabric. It's Alice Cat. It's all Liberty fabric, which I can't resist. I think that's it. My husband is obviously on his way home. If he's gone into Waitrose, he's done what he had to do, so he'll be walking home. So he'll be home in about 10 minutes. Oh, the other thing I got, my other little acquisition, was from Jules, So Sweet Violet. Sorry, talking off camera. She restocked her shop with her skinny pinnies, and this is it's a pin cushion, but it is you put it in. It's designed to sit in front of your sewing machine or to the side of the sewing machine, but it's filled with walnut shells. So as you put your pin in, it sharpens it. And I've only just got it, and I used it yesterday when I was sewing, and it's brilliant. It's lovely, and it's also very, very beautiful, sat in front of my sewing machine. It's lovely. So I got that, and I also got a sock ruler, which I have no idea how to use, and I will have to Google it, but it's a lovely, lovely sock ruler with a little bee there, the So Sweet Violet and the So Sweet Violet logo on the back. It's gorgeous. And it wasn't expensive. You get all the sizes, but I'm not quite sure. I'm going to have to Google it and see exactly. I mean, it's got. I assume they're the shoe sizes, and that must be the length from the foot. So if it's a size 6, I don't know. I thought I want one. I mean, of the a few people I've watched on podcasts, they've got sock rulers, and I want to be in that gang. So that was another acquisition. What else did I buy? Oh, I didn't show these last time, but Paula from Stitched by Mrs. D was going to go, so it's a while ago, it was going to go to the East Anglia Yarn Festival with all her project bags. And she makes the most beautiful project bags, and she showed them on her Instagram account, and she must have worked like a Trojan. There was loads, all beautiful, and unfortunately she went down with COVID and couldn't go to the festival. Well, she made the decision not to go to it, sensibly made the decision not to go to the festival, so of course she had all this beautiful stuff to sell. So she did an update, and the update was on the Friday that we flew to Lisbon. And of course I can't use the internet on the plane. You don't so, and then by the time we got to the hotel, and it was late. It was about 8 o'clock. Well, it's not late, is it? It's late in my book, but it's not late at all. And we wanted something to eat and whatever, and it slipped my mind, but then the morning I thought, oh, well, there won't be anything left. Well, there was. There was this beautiful little sock pouch, which I've got my socks in. In fact, I sort of half showed it on my last podcast and then realised I hadn't mentioned it. And it's a beautiful, beautiful bag with calico on, I think that's calico on the inside. It's got my sock in it that I think I'm going to. Although having said that, I've got another sock set from Woolly Mammoth, and I could just do these as a plain pair and then do the pattern one with the other. Anyway, so, and it's got, this is Liberty print, and it's got a gorgeous little frill there, and it's padded, it's lovely, but cleverly, look, on the zip there's a little, like a little tab. Oh, it's gorgeous, and one on that side too, in this fabric. It's a box bottom, beautiful, and so I was really pleased with that. This was the only one left. It's still gorgeous, and I couldn't resist this. I have it displayed on my mannequin, and I think I've showed it on Instagram. But this, I bought a stash. Now Paula called these her stash bags, but I think this is far too beautiful to be put as a stash bag in and then in a cupboard or something. In fact, I may even use this. I may take it to. I could get a lot of stuff in there, couldn't I? But it is just the most gorgeous fabric, and it is beautifully made. So, pink lining on the inside, and it's huge, but it's absolutely beautiful. So I just put it on the shoulder of my mannequin over there, and it's just, I don't know, I keep looking at the fabric and think it's absolutely beautiful, gorgeous. So that was, I purchased that from Paula for, well, just for me, just cause. Well, I think that's all I've got to show you. There's been more spending than knitting, hasn't there? Anyway, I'm not going to say what will be finished or anything next time. I'm trying to do these a little bit more regularly, so that it might start looking a little polished. Yeah, I thought about podcasting next Friday, but my daughter's coming today. She's coming later this afternoon with my little granddaughter. It's just her and Rose are coming. Ted's going to have some dad time this weekend. She's coming up to meet up with some old school friends who have come back to live in the area, and one's just had another baby, and of course they've not met Rose, so it'll be a lovely catch up. She's doing that on Monday, and tomorrow we're just going to go out for a walk and pub lunch or something. And then the following Friday, which I thought, oh, I'll podcast on Friday, I might have a bit more to show in the way of progress. We're going to the Bridgewater Hall, so we thought we'd go in the afternoon and have a little trot around Manchester. And it's a concert with Kane Mason, the cellist. Is it Sheku Kane Mason? And the cellist, and Nicola Benedetti. So it'll be a wonderful concert. So we're going to go in and have something to eat. There's a lovely Italian restaurant just up from the Bridgewater Hall, and we'll have something to eat there. But if we go in on the train, and I said to my husband, you could stay at the Midland Hotel. You know, I've heard people doing that. They have a night out, and it's not that expensive. And Mike said, no, we'll just get a taxi home. It'll be cheaper to get a taxi home, and I'll sleep in my own bed. Oh, okay. Anyway, we're doing that next Friday, and I think I've got the weekend is free, But then the following weekend, my son and his family are coming up from Hampshire, and they're coming up on the Sunday, and into the middle of the week it's because it's half term, and they've booked to go to the Old Trafford, the Manchester United football ground. There's the museum there and things. They haven't booked me in, thank goodness. I'm not going, but they persuaded me to go to the Manchester Museum on the Monday because they've reopened the Egyptian section. So we're going to go look at that. Yeah, I'm much more interested in that than football. So we're going to do that. And then I think I've got another weekend, a couple of weekends, and then we go to Italy. And so I don't know when I'll podcast. I did think I might do a sort of a bit of a without it wanting to look smug or I'm on my holidays. Do a little vlog from Lake Garda, just the view from the bedroom or a restaurant we're eating in or something. It won't be endless journeys, with the camera pointing out the window. It just little bits of interest, really. I thought I might, but sometimes these things can be a little bit, I don't know, I might come across as being a bit smug. I don't know. I'll see. This is all new territory for me, so we'll see. Yes. So thank you for watching this rambly little podcast with an interruption. I know podcasters now say if you like it, would you like and subscribe? That would be lovely, but there's no obligation. But thank you for watching.